So, on the back of the emergence of Jofra Archer, fast bowler extraordinaire, I've come up with a little quiz, and it's called Too Quick for Comfort.
Fast bowlers aren't just for fearing, that's at least what I am hearing. They'll put squeaky toys inside your shirts, and they'll play bass, no need to worry. Face their bowling and you must hurry, 'cause balls they bowl are too quick for comfort.
So, it's a simple quiz, just a quiz. I couldn't think of a clever idea. I tried to think of some clever ideas of like averaging speeds and stuff, and there's no information. There's no information of that sort of stuff. It's very hard to find information on...
It's almost as if people aren't preparing their statistics for our games.
Bastards. That's what they are. A lot of them. So it's just a quiz. So question 1. Curtly Ambrose is man... Oh.
is man.
Is man? True or false? Question 1. Let's start again. Curtly Ambrose is a man known for being a fierce pace machine. But what was his first job? A job he decided was not manly enough and instead became a carpenter. Is it A, a clothes shop assistant? Is it B, a hairdresser's assistant? Or C, a car salesman?
I don't think a car salesman would be seen as unmanly.
Oh, no. They're a bit slimy generally, aren't they?
They are, yeah.
Car salesman. So maybe he was like, well, I don't like this. Trying to like jip people out of their money. Maybe the second-hand car salesman. You would be if it was your first job, wouldn't you?
Yeah.
So he was like trying to sell something they didn't like, and that's not like honourable, rather than like traditional manliness.
A hairdresser's assistant. Curtly Ambrose, like Cutley
Ambrose, that was his real name. He changed it afterwards.
Self-fulfilling prophecy. He was always going into the hairdressing trade.
Cutley Ambrose is a great name for barbers. That's really good for West Indian barbers. I'm going to tell that to my West Indian friends if I had any.
Just do it yourself.
Could do. Could do. Probably can't.
Bit on the nose. Or what was the first one?
A clothes shop assistant.
I could see that. I could see how he wouldn't enjoy it either.
No one enjoys it.
None of the clothes would fit him either.
That's true.
He's like, I'd wear these, but they're too small.
I have that problem. I would hate to work in a clothes shop. But if you found some that did fit you, put them aside, wouldn't you? Hide them away. Yeah. Hide them in the back room. No, we don't have them. We don't have it in that size. I'm just wearing it.
So for that reason, I'm going to go A. Clothes shop assistant.
You think it's A, clothes shop assistant, and you're right.
For that very reason.
For that reason, yes. He hated it. He hated having clothes. So, he was a clothes shop assistant. I couldn't find out where there wasn't like a quote of him saying it was not manly enough, but a lot of websites reported that same thing.
Oh, okay.
Whether that's true or not, I don't know, but I'm saying it is. So, question 2. After cricket, Ambrose got into music in a big way. Which of these was a name of the band that he was in? Which of these is a name of the band that he was in? That's really difficult to say. I don't know why. I don't know how to say it. He was in a band after he finished playing cricket. Which of these is the band?
Is man in band? Yes or no?
Him play bass. So which of these is the band that he was in? Is it A, 30 Odd Foot of Grunts? Is it B, Big Bad Dread and the Bald Head? Or is it C, Someone Still Loves You, Boris Yeltsin?
That seems a very odd one. Boris Yeltsin. Where was this a band in the West Indies?
I don't know. I don't know for a fact. But he lives in the West Indies, so I would assume so. But they are very famous, this band that he was in. They cut 3 albums together and toured. So they were a proper band.
I could say I've toured.
You could, that's true, yeah, to be fair. But could you cut 3 albums and get them like actually published? Probably. This day and age, you can't you? But this was a long time
Daniel
ago.
Bedingfield did it from his bedroom,
That's
didn't
true, yeah. But this was in the mid-90s when music still meant something.
he? Boris Yeltsin. I don't
So-
see the connection.
Someone Still Loves You, Boris Yeltsin was the full name of the band.
What sort of music are we thinking? Reggae?
My assumption is reggae, but that's probably a little bit stereotypical of me. I don't know. He plays bass, I know that.
These all sound like reggae band names, though.
I think he was in a reggae band. I think that is right, but I don't know that for sure.
What was the other one? Big Fat Dread?
Big Bad Dread.
Big Bad Dread?
Not Big Fat Dread. Don't tell him that. Big Bad Dread and the Bald Head was the full name.
Head. So somebody with dreads in the band, somebody with a bald head in the band. Done. Job.
Fat Les,
job,
basically,
yeah.
isn't it? Yeah.
Job done. Name done.
Yeah.
3 albums.
You got a bald head. I got Big Bad Dreads. It's the match made in heaven.
Or the first one,
30 odd foot of grunts.
30 odd foot.
Now, I thought that was good because that could be his run up, couldn't it?
Yeah.
30 odd foot.
Did he grunt? Was he a grunter?
He was famously known for not making much noise at all on the pitch.
So maybe it's ironic.
Didn't talk to anyone. Yeah. Don't know. I don't know if he grunted. I know of him as being a silent bowler, strong silent type. He used to stare a lot. Starey eyes.
So I'm going to rule that one out then.
Okay.
Obviously, he's not the only one in the band. Other people could grunt. Other people have been
That's
known
true.
to grunt.
Yeah.
But
I'm sitting right here.
so I'm going to go B.
You think
Big
it's
Bad Dread.
Big Bad Dread and the Bald Head?
Yeah.
You are right. Of course you are right. But those other two are real band names. Yeah, 30 odd foot of grunts and Someone Still Loves You, Boris Yeltsin, which is a great name, I think.
Yeah.
Someone Still Loves You, Boris Yeltsin. I'm going to look them up after this because I don't know what sort of music they play. They sound great. Question 3. Dale Steyn is a modern-day fast bowling legend, regularly clocking 90 miles an hour plus and topping out at 97 miles an hour.
Ooh.
But what sport did Steyn enjoy as a child before cricket snatched him away? Was it A, skateboarding, B, pistol shooting, or C, abseiling?
Ooh. What's his name?
Dale Steyn.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. South African.
South African. I don't know if pistol shooting is a sport there or just a
Self-preservation.
necessity.
Yeah, but maybe he got into it from that. Grew up needing it and was like, well, it's a sport now.
Abseiling or skateboarding.
Yeah.
I reckon he was a bit of a skateboarder.
You reckon?
I reckon so, yeah.
Dale Steyn, the skateboarder, with he's got kind of funky hair, hasn't he?
Yeah.
Sort of flapping around behind him. You would be right. That is correct. He was a skateboarder as a child in Johannesburg. He now surfs instead because it's less dangerous. I would contest that. I don't think surfing is any less dangerous than skateboarding. Like,
Not in South Africa, there's sharks.
yeah, exactly. You get like cuts and bruises and stuff from skateboarding, but I don't think, like, unless you skateboard hard, you don't break stuff.
And unless you skateboard in the real wrong areas, you don't get bitten.
You don't get eaten by sharks. Very rarely do you get eaten by sharks on a skateboard. So listen up, Dale. Maybe that's why your career's ending. So you're doing well. 3 from 3 so far. You know, you're quick bowlers. Question 4. I said that in a sort of South African accent. Question 4. Mitchell Johnson is another fearsome fast bowler whose first love wasn't cricket. He loved tennis, but who was his tennis idol? Was it A, Andre Agassi, B, Goran Ivanisevic, or C, Pete Sampras?
Looks a bit like Goran.
Yes, with the sort of, he used to have a big moustache, didn't he,
Yeah.
Mitchell Johnson, but Ivanisevic had
Gangly.
facial hair, yeah, tall, known for a big serve as well. Mitchell Johnson known for quick bowling.
Yeah.
I don't know if Mitchell Johnson, he played tennis to a very good level and like could have played either as a professional, but chose cricket.
But Goran Ivanisevic sort of came from nowhere.
Yes.
So would he have been
think
anybody's idol?
I think Goran, he was around, but when he won Wimbledon, he came from nowhere.
Yeah.
He was a wild card at that point, but before then, he had been a top pro.
Andre Agassi or Pete Sampras.
Yeah.
They're the obvious two, so I feel like it's Goran Ivanisevic. But I'm going to go Pete Sampras.
You think Pistol Pete,
Yep.
also known for a big serve.
Yeah.
And you'd be right. That is correct. Pete Sampras. Well done. I thought you'd get fooled by that one because they are too obvious. I thought you'd go with Goran. No, Pete Sampras he was a big fan of. I don't know if Johnson was a big server when he played tennis. I would
Probably
assume
tall,
so.
isn't he? Tall lad.
Yeah, tall and got the same, like it's the same sort of action, isn't it? Serving and fast bowling. I'd say the same overarm hit. So I would assume so. Question 5. This is a true or false question. True or false? Alan Donald, the famed South African quick who we talked about earlier, played himself in the feature film Hansi about Hansi Cronje's life. Is that true or false? So Hansi Cronje, for those who don't know, the South African cricket captain who was banned for match fixing and was also the captain of Alan Donald at one point in his career.
How long after their respective careers was this film made?
It was made in 2008, and Donald, I think, retired in 2002 from memory, but I might be not from internationals. I think it was a bit earlier from internationals.
6 years later, still.
But Cronje was banned for life in the 90s.
Yeah. So, would you be able to play yourself? I'm going to say false.
You think false? What, because he wouldn't look like himself
No.
at the time? Good logic. That is correct. He was played. Do you want to know who he was played by? Can you guess? You can't, because it's stupid. He was played by the current South African wicketkeeper, Dane Villas.
Of course.
That makes no sense to me whatsoever. Why would you not pick Alan Donald, a bowler, a cricket player, and then pick another cricket player instead? Why not pick an actor?
Yeah.
Someone whose job it is to do this. I have a bonus question for you about Alan Donald.
Oh, yes.
Alan Donald was famed for having an accent not his own, so not a South African accent, because he played in England for so long, or in the UK for so long. Which accent does he have? I've got 3 choices for you. Is it Mancunian, Brummie, or Welsh?
Can I ask where he played?
No! Cheer. I almost said it then. I wrote it down as a fact originally, and then I almost said it.
I'm going to say, because it would be the most funny, Mancunian.
You're wrong, unfortunately. Your first one you got wrong. He has a Brummie accent, or had. He played for Warwickshire for 13 years, between 87 and 2000, before South Africa were allowed into international cricket again. So he actually lived here and lived and played here. So yeah, he has a Brummie South African accent, which I think is hilarious. Imagine, he's known for being a really fiery bowler. When he bowls it really hard, oh, what did you get out?
I'm tired, I am.
I love that idea. Question 6. Legendary fast bowler Dennis Lilly was a man who was not averse to a prank when he wasn't but demolishing English batting lineups. What did he once famously do to trick legendary umpire Dickie Bird? Is it A, put a toy snake in a sweater? Is it B, put a toy spider in his baggy green cap? Or is it C, have a toy wasp on a wire and dangle it in front of him?
That seems like it's that would be too obvious. Because you'd be stood behind him, the whole crowd.
He's behind you!
It'd turn it into a bit of a pantomime.
A bit of a pantomime, but not the worst thing on a cricket ground, is it, to have a bit of pantomime?
No.
Bit of fun. This was early, this was the 70s, so before, real professionalism set in cricket. They used to have a bit of fun. Dickie Bird was known for having a bit of fun. He was always, tinkering with the field for the umpire, for the captains and stuff.
Maybe. I'm thinking that's the least likely option.
Okay.
Snake or the spider?
Yeah, snake in the sweater or spider in the baggy green.
I think spider in the baggy green is easier to pull off and maybe more believable.
Yes, yeah. But it'd just come off your head, though. I guess the snake's got to come off your body as well. That's true.
Yeah.
Mm.
Hardest. So I'm going to go spider.
You think spider in the baggy green?
Yeah.
You are wrong.
Oh.
It was the snake in the sweater. It wasn't his sweater. It was one of his teammates' sweater, and he handed it. So I don't know how he snuck it in while Dickie Bird had it in his hands. And then when Dickie Bird handed it back to the bowler, the snake sort of fell out, and they both sort of jumped, and Dickie Bird was running out of the stadium. What a great joke. I love that.
Impressive.
During a game as well. Stop mucking about, Dennis. Question 7. There aren't many English bowlers who would get into this quiz, rightly so, but one that undoubtedly deserves to be here is fiery Fred Trueman. Which of these facts is supposedly true about Fred? A. Ate only pies until he was 10 years old. B. Weighed 14 pounds as a baby. That's a stone. Or C. Never paid for a drink for the whole time he was in the England team.
So which one of these is supposedly true?
Yes.
So which one
does Fred brag about?
Which rumour did he spread?
Yeah, which of these did he start? Yeah. He's known for his storytelling, Fred Trueman. He's become an after-dinner speaker after cricket.
Yeah, it could be any one of these.
It could be, couldn't it? And that's what's fun about it.
You'd be proud of each one.
Yeah.
14 pounds.
Especially as a Yorkshireman.
Yeah.
Not having paid for a drink. Very tight, aren't they, Yorkshiremen?
Yeah. Pies, of course.
Yorkshire pies.
Until he was what?
10 years old. No, I assume that's after breastfeeding. So once you go onto solid food.
So why? But in Yorkshire, why would you stop at 10?
That's true.
So that's. I think
maybe that was when he finally went to Lancashire and he was like, "Oh, I got a hot pot over here."
Oh, I got sausages. I'm going to say C.
You think he never paid for a drink the whole time he was in the England team?
Yeah.
You would be wrong. He was a 14-pound baby, apparently. I'm pretty sure that's not true. But that was what Fred bragged about. Question 8. Only one, 8 and 9. There's 8. There's 9 questions. This is question 8, all right? I'm really struggling to get my words out today. Question 8. Pakistani legend Wasim Akram may not have been the most fearsome sort of West Indian style bowler that we think of, but he was still an express pace bowler, even if he usually aimed at the toes, not the head. But what medical condition did Akram play through in the latter stages of his career? Was it A, Crohn's disease, B, ankylosing spondylitis, or C, diabetes?
Don't know what the second one is. Where have you picked that from?
These are all conditions that cricket players are known to have had or do have. So ankylosing spondylitis is a spinal issue which causes you lower back pain, basically.
I don't think it's diabetes.
Okay.
I'm just throwing that out there.
Yeah.
Too
obvious.
A lot of top athletes do get diabetes. Particularly after they finish.
Because of their diets?
Because they're taking on a lot of sugars and stuff.
Yeah, lots of carbs.
Whilst they are playing. Don't think a cricketer would need to so much. So he wouldn't have diabetes for that reason. I don't think. That's fair. And Lords put on a really nice lunch. It's well balanced.
They do, yeah. Very fatty. That's what I've heard.
So I'm going to go one of the other two.
So it's Crohn's or ankylosing spondylitis. I don't know if I'm saying that right, but I think so. Ankylosing.
I feel like you might have put that in there to make me think, why would you have put that in there unless it's that one? So I'm going to go Crohn's.
Do you think it's Crohn's disease? You are incorrect again. Jack Leach is the player who suffers with Crohn's disease.
Does, yeah.
So that's where I got that from. It is C, diabetes.
Oh.
Yeah, Wasim Akram was diagnosed with diabetes. It is very common in people of West Asian
I knew that. I've spoken
people's-
to Em about this many occasions.
Again, partly because of their diet, because the Asian sweets are incredibly sweet.
I knew this.
Yeah. The ankylosing spondylitis was Michael Atherton. He suffered from that. It is a genetic hereditary disease that his father suffered with, and Michael Atherton used to have to take, he didn't have to take pain injections, but he did anyway, just to make sure that it never affected him. It's quite interesting. Question 9, final question. Guess kind of 10, because you had the bonus question. You're currently, 5 from 8, if we say real questions, 5 from 9 otherwise.
Okay.
Get this one. You've had a bad slump. 4 in a row wrong.
yeah.
You started so well. Last question. Shoaib Akhtar is the fastest recorded bowler in international cricket, clocking over 100 miles per hour twice in his career. But from what humble beginnings did his career emerge? Was it A, bowling with rocks? Was it B, batting with a tree branch? Or C, catching laundry thrown from windows as a job?
Bowling with Rocks sounds like a good book title.
Does, doesn't it? Yes.
So if it was that,
Humble beginnings.
I feel like he might have done it already.
And have
Has
you read
he,
his
though?
book?
No.
Well then. But if he hasn't, I'll send him a letter.
Yeah, if it's that, then there's a book. There's a book in there for him.
Yeah.
Bowling with rocks, batting with trees.
hmm
It doesn't roll off the tongue.
No, it's not as good, is it?
Batting. Though I could see it.
Batting with branches is better.
Batting with branches, probably bowling with rocks as well. So can it be both?
Yeah, could be. Could be, couldn't it?
Or
You can't have both though. It's one of these.
catching some washing.
Catching washing thrown out of the windows. Now, I happen to know that in Egypt at least, they have a culture of people walk down the streets.
And get stuff thrown at them.
People
That was just you.
They don't like me in Egypt. No, it's the way that they get stuff. They have pulleys, and people in the top floors, they will say what they want to the person on the street, pass down the money in the pulley, and the stuff that they want comes back up in the pulley. So I can imagine that laundry might be thrown out the windows to a laundry carrier, possibly.
Could see that. Though I reckon, because he's a quick, he probably practiced with really heavy rocks,
Ooh,
and then that's how
that's how he got good at
got
bowling
really
quick.
Yeah, so
could
I'm
be.
going to say bowling with rocks.
You think bowling with rocks, and you were right. I put a nice easy one into the end, just in case. I thought you might need it. Yes, he was famed for bowling with rocks, and apparently that is how he got so strong, and that's why he's the fastest bowler ever. Because he used to bowl big old heavy rocks at things, and he used to bowl them at Steve Smith, knock him out. Children. So you're about sort of medium pace, I reckon.
I'd
6
say
out of 10. Yeah,
I'd say
60
that.
miles an hour trundler. That's what you are.
That's not medium pace, that's a trundler.
Yeah, the same thing. And that's what you are. Now get out.
Fast bowlers aren't just for fearing, that's at least what I am hearing. They'll put squeaky toys inside your shirts, and they'll play bass, no need to worry. Face their bowling and you must hurry, 'cause balls they bowl are too quick for comfort.